Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugger and I am coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. And I'm going to have a little bit of controller wire issue. Yeah, it's been a little while since I recorded. It doesn't even look like I should be able to go down this road. But, you know, that's typical for me, especially right now. I don't know how I'm doing things. I'm trying to really connect with my girlfriend again. And, well, things didn't go as I hoped they would. Yeah. Let me just get onto the road here. If you watch the mirrors, if you don't already play this game, you should be able to watch the trailer articulate around this corner. If it's that kind of trailer, and it should be. It should somewhat, yeah, self-steer. You can see it doing it there. Yeah, so, it's been, well, now going on 4 weeks since me and my girlfriend have had any kind of real intimate time on Skype. And I've been okay with it up to a point, you know. Since we've put our relationship into a somewhat different perspective where I'm going to be the dominant in the relationship on all aspects, I told her, well then, you know, I won't ever force you into anything. That's not, you know, I'd never do that. Even as dominant, that's not how I work. But well, I actually got that corner pretty right. I'm impressed with myself. But you know, before I go back to work, which would have been today, I would like some quality, intimate time with you. It's been weeks now. You know, I know we've gone through the breakup with Vanna, but, you know, we need to move on and we need to work on us and our relationship. And, you know, we were kind of working to set that up, and I called her on Thursday and I could hear in her voice, and I was like, yeah, it's not going to happen. And I asked her what's wrong. Oh, I'm just feeling tired. Now, I chose not to go to work today. Quite frankly, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling depressed. Not like super depressed, just a little depressed. Enough where I looked at going to work and went, you know what? Nah. So I just decided to stay home. I'm going to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to go to work Saturday. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, that's all I'm going to care about. It is a very heavy trailer, but we're hauling it pretty well. But anyways, so yeah, I was not happy about that. And then to top things off, I sent her a message today saying, you know what? I'm not working today, but that doesn't mean I'm taking your day away from you. We made a deal. I said Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to have 2 long calls where I call her like at anywhere between like 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock my time. That's between 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock her time. She's an hour behind me. And then I told her, there'll be one night where I call her late, so it'll be between like 10 o'clock my time and like midnight my time. So that'd be between 9 and 11 her time. I'm just trying to move over so I can get around this idiot. Eventually. Of course, I would be climbing a hill and losing momentum now. Momentum I knew I'd gain back. They're going slow even for the hill. I believe they can go up to 90. I don't even think he's doing 80. Whatever. So yeah, so anyways, and then the fourth day would be a wild card. It would more than likely be another short call day, where I call her later in the day. This gives her plenty of time to hang out online with her friends, talk, and do whatever she wants, and then spend some time with me. And then I get 2 days out of 7 where she spends time with me. But even in the time she spends with me, she's still chatting with her friends, playing games. I don't force her to pay like full attention to me. I just want her to be in call with me. But having some quality intimate time is something that really needs to happen. You cannot have a successful relationship if there's not intimacy. You can't. And I'm dying here. And I've kind of gotten to the point again, especially today after I told her I'm not going to take your day away from you. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. You can still have your day. I didn't even get an acknowledgement. I didn't even get an okay or all right or, thank you or nothing. She hasn't messaged me all fucking day. Yeah, it's going to be her day, but you can at least acknowledge I sent you a freaking message. It just makes me feel unwanted. I understand she's young. I understand she's not world-wise, that she's been protected by her parents, and she's lived at home and she's barely been away from it. But honestly, there really does come a point where it's like, I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I can handle her being like that. There was a time where she was being very playful and wanting to be intimate a lot. I mean a real lot. I don't know why I'm going so fast, but I really can't afford to hit the brake. But yeah, she was wanting to be intimate a lot. And I didn't mind, but it's at the time we were still with Vanna. And Vanna really didn't want to be intimate. So I kind of like cooled Chana off, you know? Kind of told her, I know I already mentioned her name before, so it doesn't matter now. Kind of screwed that up. I said, I really don't think we should. It's not fair to Vanna that we do this, and have her have to sit in silence while we go and play. And now it's like the opposite. It's 3 weeks and nothing. And she's already mentioned she doesn't want to. Well, it's not that she doesn't want to visit me, but that she doesn't want to come visit me. She's scared about being on a plane. She hasn't been away from her home that far away on a plane. And again, I look at it as, well, there comes a time you need to grow up. You're 22 years old. If we're going to be in a relationship, you kind of need to start stepping out. I love her. I love the way she looks. I love her attitude. I love everything about her, but I don't think it's a relationship that can succeed. And I don't think it's fair to me to shoehorn myself into it. But I don't want to let her down. I don't want to hurt her. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that to her. So we must be driving through a pretty populated city for the frame rate to drop this much. And it's still a hell of a lot better than it would be if I was on my old computer. I mean, this is recording and at the highest possible graphics setting there is. Boy, this is confusing. Look at that map. Tell me that's not confusing. It's so easy to oversteer in this thing. This is going to be a long trip. So one thing I'm not happy about myself is I said I would not go up to 430 pounds again, and last I weighed myself as 432, and I have not been doing very well trying to keep that under. I was doing well earlier today. I only had my mom's senior meal, which isn't a lot. Then I had a single sandwich, which was good. Then I had some tuna casserole, which isn't great, but I didn't have a lot. I only had one bowl. And then I had a piece of pecan pie and a bunch of cookies. Yeah, I was doing good to that point. I really need to get on this because I'm getting the date for the surgery very soon. I'm supposed to get it tomorrow. It was supposed to be the day, but I had to take care of a couple things. Well, I've taken care of them. And if I don't hear from the lady tomorrow by the time I'm getting ready to go to work, I'm going to call her. I actually have her number. And I'm going to ask. I'm going to try and get hold of her. I don't think we've done a lot of country driving. I really don't think we've done a lot of country driving in our runs. I really don't. I think it's been not all, but mostly highway, which I suppose would be the reality. Sometimes I just want to do time-lapse videos. I just want to record a video where I don't have to talk. I just drive, and then I go into some editing software, and I speed up the replay, and I put it to like some... It would not be music, I don't know. I don't know how many people would appreciate it, but it would be... Look at this. Look at this. Just as I get up to speed. Get out of the way. You see those two trucks side by side up there? One's really not gaining on the other. You know how wrong that is? You know how many truck drivers? Because as far as I know, in Europe, all trucks are actually governed. Which is why in this game, when it first came out, trucks were governed. You know? You couldn't go over, I think it was 90 or 95. It's because trucks were governed in the game. I know I'm snorting a lot. I gotta blow my nose. And so if one truck went to overtake another truck, he had to be absolutely sure he could make it, you know? So like one truck had to be running empty while the other truck was running full and going uphill or something. You know, I read one story where one trucker tried to pass another truck that he judged he could pass, and then come to find out he had misjudged, and then they ended up running side by side for way too long, and he just felt so embarrassed and so just ashamed, basically. You know, it's amazing, and it's not just the United States. Let's get back on the road. I finally plugged in. I haven't plugged in my new mouse yet, but I have my new F310 plugged in. So I am playing with my new controller. Will I actually get to lock in the cruise control? Yes, finally! I get my finger a rest. I don't know how much of it is like this in Europe, but at least truck drivers in Europe seem to be a little bit better off. Like I said, as far as I know, all trucks in Europe are actually covered. I could be wrong, but that's my take on it, because everything I read about truckers from Europe talk about their trucks being governed. Which makes sense. When you're driving a piece of machinery this big, should you really be allowed to speed? No. And yet, you see truck drivers flying on the road at times. I don't know how truck drivers in Europe... I don't know if Europe's the right word. I think... I don't know if it's all of Europe that does that, or for certain countries in Europe. I think I'm thinking about possibly Britain in particular, but it could be all of Europe. It could be... Dude, don't do that. But just a lot. I don't know. I just feel like maybe a lot of the truck drivers in Europe might be better. Not because they're better drivers, but because like trucks are governed, and it just seems like rules are stricter and stricter enforced. Now, this isn't just straight to the United States, but there are a lot of trucks that cross the border between the United States and Canada. And I've been watching at Rescue 401, And Rescue 401 deals with Highway 401 in Canada, one of the busiest highways in the world, supposedly. And this really talks, and this really goes to show how impatient people can be, speeding and aggressive driving, not just from cars, but from trucks as well. And it's just some of the stupid things they do, like the highway just suddenly ends. I was through that before it changed, so... Are we headed for a ferry? I don't remember if this had a ferry or and if we reached it like really soon. I don't see any cars. That's a yield sign, so that's what we're gonna go with. I thought this was a full overland run, but I could be wrong. No, there's a ferry. So let's get this done, and I'll continue about the 401. Don't do that. Jeez, where are we going? Pretty sure we're going there. Tellenborg. But we got to make sure. So we're going to check our map. No. We could, though. Here's my question. Why would we go here and then drive up this way and around here when we can just go to Tellenborg and then catch the highway here, which I think is going to be a lot faster? Don't you agree? Doesn't that look faster, going to Tellenborg, rather than doing all this driving? I think so. We're going to Tellenborg. And it's only going to cost me about 260 euros more. Oh, it's 1 hour, 45-minute trip versus 5 hours and 35 minutes. So I don't know if like the driving is actually faster. I wouldn't think so. Fuck it. We're going to Tellenborg. Trelleborg, whatever. We're going there. We're going there. Yeah, there's this one show where like what they call the receiver lane, I guess. There may have been a receiver and receiver reliever. I don't know specifically how they worded it. But basically it's a lane where the traffic gets... Thank you for turning. Well, it wouldn't have mattered. He would have stopped before crashing into me. But, anyways, cars would basically get on and off the highway and then deal with this. They'd have this lane area. And this lane area, would be where you get on and off. And it was still like 4 lanes wide, but it was all congested and back up. Well, there's this little muddy construction road, and it was literally just a dirt road, but because it had been raining stuff, it turned to mud. And you had all of these cars, people that were just impatient, so impatient. They were taking this mud road from, and it was up a hill, mind you, a fairly steep one, construction road, up a hill, and trying to merge in from the left, so the opposite side of where you'd normally merge on from a highway, onto a busy highway with cars that were already up to speed. And they would have to do it from very, very low speeds because you didn't have your atypical on-ramp. And sure enough, it eventually caused exactly what you would think it caused, and then another accident, which screwed up the express lane in the middle. The express lane is the lane where it's like, you're going to be driving a long time. You don't got to deal with getting on and off the highway. So you get on this lane so you don't have to deal with merging traffic and people trying to get over to get out. You know what I'm saying? Impatient people, and aggressive drivers. I've never understood aggressive drivers. And sometimes, sadly, I can get like that. And when I look back at when I am like that, I realize how stupid I was. And it is very, very stupid. You rush and you speed and you do all these things to get ahead. But you're only a few car lengths ahead. You know these people? You know them. You may have even been this person at one point. Where you floor it and you go up 2 or 3 cars and you cut off in front of other cars and you end up having to slam your brakes, causing the other guy behind you to almost slam into you. And then what happens? You get off the highway. You gained about 2 car lengths for all your reckless and aggressive driving. And sadly, like I've said, I've been guilty of that, And it's really pathetic when you do something like that. Speeding does not really help either. I realize this as well. Not just because I have a vehicle that's not very fuel efficient, but because I've done enough driving in a consistent basis to realize, hey, I've gone flying down the road at 80 miles an hour, and when I've gotten off the highway, the car I passed 20 minutes ago passes by me before I finish getting, down the off ramp. You don't save that much time. It's not worth the extra fuel you're going to expend. You're not going to get that much further ahead. It's just not worth it. Already losing speed on this hill. This will be one long video because we reset almost all the way back to full stamina because the longer trip. I'd rather have taken the longer ferry trip and drive a bit of a shorter distance than taking the shorter ferry trip and have to drive more. That's mileage and wear and tear on my truck, where for an extra $220, I take that mileage and wear and tear off my truck. You know what I'm saying? This looks like just a highway switch. As we head into Stockholm. I wish I could travel Europe, man. See England. And here we have our native vehicles that somebody stopped on the damn highway as they were trying to merge. It's the one major thing I hate about the AI is if there's cars coming down the road, down the highway, and they're on the on-ramp, they'll come to a stop. And you do not stop on an on-ramp. You don't. Well, what happens if the on-ramp's going to run out? You keep going down the breakdown lane until you can merge over. It's in the book. To stop on an on-ramp is to invite somebody to ram your ass. And not in a good way. It's just amazing how many people don't know that, you know? Oh, I'm tired. I really am. It's after midnight. She hasn't sent me a single message. I don't even know if she'll send me a good night message. And I don't think she realizes how much that hurts. Here's the thing, though, is I'm not sending her a message either. I sent her one message as a tease. I sent her a picture and said, somebody, you know, one of the role-playing personalities that we go through sometimes, you know, sends you this, you know, in response to the things that you did and leading up to this point, and you know, that was it. That's all I sent. Still no response. Depression setting in again. Like I said, it's not like a deep, heavy depression, you know. It's not like I've been in, but it's still a depression. Like, I didn't let myself go to the store last night to buy trash stickers because I knew if I did, I'd come home with ice cream. Not that it mattered. Tons of cookies, pie, and peach apple cobbler, fucking whatnot that I've eaten. Thank God I'm supposed to go this way. I wonder if this is the highway that, like, double single. No, just that one spot where it singles out for us. I love some cars how you catch up to them and then suddenly they'll speed away. It's like, hey, a truck's about to pass me. That happens on the highway too, for real. You go to pass somebody, they realize they're about to be passed and suddenly they speed up. We're making really good time, though. Really happy about this. I mean, no pun intended, but we are really just trucking along. We still get plenty of fuel, thanks to having that huge fuel tank on the back. I mean, I think we've done two trips with it so far, with the new chassis, and we're only half a tank. Yeah. And once we start upping that fuel efficiency, we've only got a couple more ADRs to go. You better move. Get going. Going. Get going. Scusi. Because I'm actually supposed to go this way. Typical American trucker. Cut across a couple lanes of traffic to dive down an off-ramp. I know not all American truckers are like... Son of a... You see what I'm saying? Fucking AI. You know, this is how you're supposed to do it. Oh no, I can't merge. Stay in the breakdown lane until you can. Very simple. I've lost all that juicy, wonderful momentum. Anyone who may end up subscribing to this channel anytime soon, seeing any of these videos, you're gonna learn real fast. You see any Euro truck video from me, I absolutely hate losing momentum. Oh, there's the loan installment. Now, obviously, losing momentum on hills and stuff, you know, that's natural. But I'm talking about having to lose it to cars and other trucks on the highway that just aren't going fast enough. Or pull what that dumbass did, which is just slam on the damn brakes on an on-ramp. So we've got about 11 hours left, 777 kilometers to go. We're going to have to rest before we make it. That's it. Whoa! Not what I meant. Not what I meant. That's what I meant. I always mess that up. Sorry about that. We have 35 hours to get the delivery done. We'll need our next rest stop in about 6 hours. So, yeah. And we're making almost 65,000 euros doing this. And it's a 44-ton trailer. So, yeah. I've got to do this, though. I've got to look at this. Whee! Yes, I start losing control a little bit. Tell me that just doesn't look awesome. All right, back in the truck before the corner. Anyone who plays this with a control that uses the left and right shoulder buttons, or I think they call them the triggers, the lower buttons that are spring-loaded rather than the top buttons, man, cruise control is like a godsend. When you get to drive on cruise control, you're just like the happiest person in the world. Yeah, so we're definitely not going to make it in one trip. But we'll just make this one long video and then set it to upload, and then I'm just going to do a few things and go to bed. Get ready for tomorrow's work. I got some more laundry to try and take care of and whatnot, and then be done. You know, in a way, it's kind of good that this simulator doesn't go more to real life, because you'd have to find your way around obstacles and problems. Don't do that. You know, so you'd have to find your way around things like traffic jams and construction, you may not fit through and whatnot. And it's almost physically painful to like drive by towns and cities and see a question mark and not be able to get it. That like really hurts. They're like an airport over there, or those planes just for show? 'Cause I'm seeing a whole bunch of them on the side. These planes mounted on these pillars or posts or whatever. So is that like a famous landmark in this area that's like out there for real, or some kind of airport museum or something? I would never know. I actually have American Truck Simulator downloaded and installed. I actually have some mods for it. I wouldn't do a pro mod for it yet, a map mod. The only reason I haven't installed anything is because they're supposed to be doing an update soon. But I suppose I really should. The one thing I just don't like about American Truck Simulator is they're still very limited in trucks. And it's not their fault. It's really not their fault. Trucking companies don't want a license with them. When they started, only 2 trucking companies would license with them, and even then, they'd only license 1 truck each. I know I'm quiet a lot. I can't help it today. Like I said, even if I wasn't, mildly depressed, which even then I can be talkative, I'm just not feeling very well. I'm just not. Physically, I just feel, bleh. But I took last weekend off, so I can't take this weekend off. I've got to go to work. So I'm just kind of like driving. Tried to complete my daily on Heroes of the Storm, but I wasn't feeling it. Dragon Age Inquisition's been interesting me again. I'd really like to finish that game at least once. All the games I have installed, I haven't played any of them. I really should. Don't do that. Not quite time to find a place to rest, but I may do it anyways. Oh no, this is a town. / city / burg / suburb. But yeah, I may find a place to rest early because I can. I've got plenty of time to complete the trip. I've got less than 550 kilometers to go. Might even just top off the fuel tank. Oh, there's some income. 9 grand. Woohoo! Thank you, driver Hanik S. That covered the loan right there. Apparently I've been through here before. It's a tunnel, but not long enough to put my lights on, so... I need to slow the fuck down. Yeah, but I think next rest stop I come across, I'm definitely going to rest, regardless if it's a gas station or not. Right. There's no point trying to get around this car. Ah, shit. Wrong way. I hate when I do that. Oh well, it didn't really add that much travel time. I think it had like 12 kilometers. Or 20, something like that. Still not that much. I wanna rest stop so I can rest. It's kind of funny. It's like now that I want a rest stop early, there isn't one. Watch that trailer. I don't mean watch it as in watch what it does. I mean watch it as in I was actually kind of close in clipping the guardrail. Ooh, hi. No, you need to go. You need to go. You I can probably get around. Hello, rest stop. Where are you? There's one. It's not a gas station, but it'll do. And then we'll have 470 something, 460 something kilometers to go, rather. Oh, it is a gas station. Cool. Yeah, we'll just top off the fuel tank. Hopefully it's on my side of the road, or like that barrier goes away. Let's see, if I was to do this the right way, I'd actually go around. Like this. To pull in. You can actually watch that trailer just turn. There's going to be a lot of leaders. A lot of leaders. It's 2,200. Fucking 3,000 euros. That thing wasn't even empty. I don't even think I was on quarter tank. I'm not sure I'm supposed to park. I guess like this. Why is my dog barking? Alright, now let's just finish this run and get it done with. It's actually annoying to hear him continue to bark like that. It usually means that my mother isn't in the room. She's like in the bathroom. I like how it's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and yet you look over at that horizon and that's the sun. Dude, you're not going to make it around me. You've got to stop. This is the second time the trailer's done that. I think it has to do with my truck. As we doty our butts up the hill. Quiet, driver is quiet. Why are you so quiet? I really shouldn't record back to back like this because you tend to run out of things to talk about. Especially when not much has been going on. I don't always want to come on and dump on you guys about my relationship problems or my life problems. I like to come on once in a while and talk about happy things. I really would. It's getting annoying listening to him bark this long. He just doesn't like to be left alone, you know, because he's blind. And so when there's not somebody around him, he gets upset. And my mother is most likely in the bathroom right now, and he's pissed off about it. Well, she's in the bathroom way too long, so she's reading or doing something. And the thing is, it's like, it's probably like legitimately 1 o'clock in the morning right now. And she's letting him bark like this. What if I was trying to sleep? Yay for one-lane highways that are only on this side. Really? What the fuck was that? AI traffic, everybody. Yeah, this looks like the highway that like bops back and forth between 1 lane and 2 lane. Three o'clock in the morning. Sun does not come up like that at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, he's getting more upset. Something's going on. Hang on a minute, guys. You're gonna hear me, yo. I don't even see a light on. Mom! Mom! Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, folks. Sorry to put you on hold like that, but I had to go deal with Koa. Sure enough, he was thirsty. It was the only thing he would have been continuously barking over like that for. Because he had been out not long ago. So... once he wants something, he won't stop. He will continue to bark and bark and bark and bark until you respond. My mother wasn't responding, which also made me a little concerned. But no, my mom's alright. I hated waking her up, but he needed to be tended to. I know that there's a pause function. I could have paused the video, but I forget what key I have it set to. Make sure to find out for the next recording. We're getting pretty close to our destination. Down to 250. Hey, let's everybody randomly slow the frick down. Oh, well, of course, it's merging. Because we gotta be on this ridiculous two-way, one-way, two-way, one-way, two-way, one-way highway bullshit. Anyways. I thought my mom was in the bathroom for a really long time. But when I turned around and looked, there was no light. And I went, oh. And you probably heard me shout a couple times. She didn't respond. Uh-oh. Went down to check on her, and sure enough, she woke right up. She just wasn't responding to him for whatever reason. And I knew I took him out not long ago, so he shouldn't need to go out. So I knew what it was. There's only one reason he'd continue to fuss like that. And that's he needed a drink. So I took him out, took him off the bed, put him down, walked out to the kitchen with him, and he was having trouble finding the water bowl. So I just reached my hand down and splashed the water a little bit, drew him right over to it. He sniffed around, made sure it was the water, and drank his fill. Started trotting back to the room. I picked him up, put him up on the bed. Told my mom, make sure you cover him up or else he's going to bug you until you do. That was it. Hopefully I can get around this guy before it narrows again. I also feel like I have a bug crawling on my wrist. Hopefully I get around this guy before it narrows again as it goes uphill. Yay. Actually looks like I'm taking an off-ramp. I'm actually looking to give my computer its first cleaning, which I may not have to disassemble it for, or at least pull the video card for. I may be able to clean the video card as it sits. Because there's a lot of room between the video card and where the power supply is sitting underneath. Where are we? Sundsvall? Sundsvall. I think I'm pronouncing that. Sundsvall? Random red light is random. Here's another one. Yay. We're getting the typical red light luck. Where every light is red. Trying to get a little better at shifting when I'm supposed to. I'm actually glad I don't have the taller cab right now with that trailer behind me, because the two times that I've seen that trailer tip, I'm almost 100% positive it's tipped because it's hit my truck. And it's probably because of the modded in chassis, to be honest. We're getting there. Less than 150 kilometers to go. Now we're doing some back road driving, which I really enjoy. Yeah, we'll make it in no time. Hopefully it's in a nice town. I think the last two deliveries I've had have been like out of a town area. At least a little bit away from. One of them was fairly far away. Of course, it's a little more accurate to life, to be honest. And look at all the... Man, remember how flat these trees would look and there'd be no vegetation on the road whatsoever? My old computer. My old computer, by the way, is doing just fine. It's actually downstairs. My mom is using it as her computer. Facebook, Skype, internet browsing, Craigslist, and playing her games, which are like really just simple, like PopCap games and whatnot. It would have the SLI 660s in it, but what ended up happening is the new power supply is actually too tall to SLI 660s in them. So I wasn't able to, but with her it really doesn't need the two SLI 660s. It would have been nice though just to give her that extra power. So I've got a GTX 660 sitting in the back that I've half considered, to be honest. I've half considered putting into my computer and having it do physics. But that actually may slow my computer down, in comparison to the card that's in there. Shit. I'm glad I caught sight of that. Unfortunately, I've lost a shit ton of momentum, but we've only got 40 kilometers to go. And we're in the middle of nowhere. Lovely. This does not bode well for our delivery being near a town. Well, maybe. There's something up there. There is something up there. Yeah, this is a sharp road. We're going to need to slow down. There is a question mark in that town, so we will grab that. Most likely a recruiting area. We'll need a new truck first. Unfortunately, our delivery's not in the town. It's not far past it, though. Oh, well, well, no, it doesn't matter. Looks like there's a garage there, too. Mind you, I don't have the money for a garage. did it without hitting the sign. Yay! Well, this is technically a town. This does not look like a good delivery. Oh, jeez. You know what? You can have it. Ah, we didn't level. That's alright. You can just have the trailer. I was not going to try and back that thing in there. I know, I chickened out. I'm sorry. Alright, map real quick. We need a rest point, and that garage is not a rest point, so we actually want to go here. It wants me to go on the highway, but can't I go this way? Like this? Yeah, I can. I'm gonna go that way. I still need to better the steering. I need to change the steering sensitivity a bit. So I feel I should be able to turn better at higher speeds. Come on. I didn't get a green. Screw it. I'll pay for a fine. Just because I don't trust that intersection. I don't know how it works at this point. Looks like way too complicated an intersection for this game. That was actually my girlfriend messaging me. The hell was that short break in the middle of the frickin'... Out of my way! Clip them. Yeah, I'm getting stupid. Because I want to read what she said. So I actually want to do this quickly. Scania dealership. Gotta be honest, I didn't expect it to be a dealership. Now we did not level, so there are no new upgrades. At least I don't think there are. Oops. Bull bar is flashing for whatever reason. Oh, possibly a new bull bar. No new light. But what I want to do is replace these horns. Let's try tone instead of thunder. And let's go rest. That's a little better. And there's more coming. Get our rest. More money come in. Woo! Drivers are making some cash. Loan installment, and that's the last one because it's rolling slowly. Alright, so first thing, I can borrow 100,000 if I want to. First thing we want to do, driver manager. Check our drivers. Not quite. Obviously, a long way to go. Okay. So then we want to check our job market. We're not going to go and get our trailer this time. We're just going to find what we're going to take. So we are here. And there's not a lot of interesting stuff. This is 88,000 heavy equipment parts. It's actually a pretty big trailer. That's going all the way back down to Italy, but it is a place we haven't been before. So there's that. And then the prices just drop off. 61,000 for logs. And that goes here. I have no idea what that is. It's a lightweight trailer. Then there's more lumber. Oh, there's a cool boat. That's a short trip for the boat. Yeah. We'll do the heavy equipment parts. We'll leave it at that. Something I got to check on real quick. We got to make sure our axle's up. We're not going to need it down anymore. Beacons off. All right. All right, folks. So it's been a long episode. It's been a somewhat quiet episode. I do apologize. But like I said, I don't have a lot to talk about. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I've been enjoying bringing it to you. I do also apologize for the little break in the middle where I had to tend to my dog, but you know, what had to be done had to be done. But other than that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This will be One Big Bug. I'm going to be signing out. I'll see you next time.